What is going on, everyone? It's Bark back with another Barkin' About Music to your disdain. Okay, so I spent all day Friday. I don't want to keep bumping this mic. I spent all day Friday listening to the Chili Peppers' Unlimited Love. All day Friday. Whole damn day. And my fears have come true. My fears have come true. I apologize, folks. Just is what it is. I did a little extra on this one, and I went ahead and I graded every album since Blood Sugar Sex Magik. Got a lot of thoughts here. I graded every single album from there to here. I didn't mess with Mother's Milk or anything before that, even though Mother's Milk has a few solid jams. I just didn't mess with it, didn't do it. But Blood Sugar Sex Magik all the way through to Unlimited Love, I scored. Scale of 1 to 5. Here we go. I'm just going to give you the quick rundown. So Blood Sugar Sex Magik is definitely one of those albums that we all, as Chili Peppers fans, grew up to love or grew up loving or loved after the fact or whatever. I gave that a 3.29, which is glowing out of 5 in my opinion, because there are 17 tracks and there are some tracks holding back the overall score of this thing. But 3.29, in my experience grading records as a critic hired by no one, credentialed from no one, 3.29 is good. I've got some Beatles records at 3.29. I'm a Tool fan. I got a Tool album or two in the 3s. To me, 3.29 is good on a scale of 1 to 5. Doesn't mean it's an all-time great album, but it is a very good all-time album. So Blood Sugar Sex Magik to me, 3.29. We're getting to Unlimited Love, by the way. In order here of how they were released, One Hot Minute, which there's a few jams on here, but overall, I think it's their weakest album in this time period. It's a 2.15 for me. There's a few jams, but most of it is just not Chili Peppers. Most of it is just weird Dave Navarro driven rock that just doesn't fit the Chili Peppers mold. Again, there's a few good jams there, but 2.15 is my score on that one. Californication is a 2.8 for me. There's some truly great jams on here, but there's a lot of fodder. There's just a lot of fodder, but 2.8 to me means it's a good album. It's a good album. To me, it was a good album. The Hate Will Come. By the way, one of my favorite Chili Peppers albums, 2.93. So right at about a 3, which I think is a good album. I thought it was a good album. I love that album, mostly because half of it I really love and half of it is like, eh. And that's kind of a trend with the Chili Peppers. It's half and half on some of these albums. Stadium Arcadium is where the potential was there to be an all-time great. I went through this album again, and I was so surprised at how many great Chili Peppers songs are on this album. The problem is 28 tracks. 28 tracks, you know half of those are just not that good. And that is exactly the case. The album for me is a 2.67. It may have the strongest collection of Chili Pepper songs on it, period. But there's like 14 extremely strong songs watered down by 14 not so strong tracks. If this album was the 14 best tracks on here, it would be astronomically good. Nonetheless, there's 28 tracks and it's a little watered down. I'm With You, a weird one for a lot of people. This one has grown on me a lot. I've got it at a 2.78. Now, that's because there's 14 tracks, and there's a lot of 3s and 4s on this album for me. And then the end of the album gets watered down to a handful of 2s and a 1. But 2.78 kind of keeps it in line with a lot of their albums. It falls below Californication, and by the way, it's right there with Stadium Arcadium. But again, that's because Stadium Arcadium is full of filler. It's full of filler. If that was 14 tracks, it would blow I'm With You out of the water and most of their other albums. So, it is what it is. The Getaway. I am such a fan of this album. The hate will definitely come on this. I just think The Getaway is layered and it's production magic, and there's just something special about it to me. I understand that it's not the Chili Peppers you know and love, but for me, there's something special about it, and it's a 4.0 for me. Every single track on this album I think is strong. I just think every track is strong. It's my favorite album. I know that's unconventional. I know you're not a Chili Peppers fan. What the fuck ever. I'm a Tool fan, but Fear Inoculum's not their best album, you know? Sometimes you just have to go with what you like. And I really like The Getaway. Is some of their strongest tracks ever on this album? No. There's stronger tracks on Stadium Arcadium. There's stronger tracks on Blood Sugar Sex Magic. Californication probably has a stronger track, but the balance on The Getaway, for me, the balance, every song I enjoy. It's not half and half for me. It's every song I enjoy, which makes a good full album with very minimal filler. I don't have a single score of a 2 on any of these songs. It's all 3, 4s, and 5s, which composite to a 4. So this is why I was afraid of Unlimited Love. I was afraid of this because they released a handful of singles, and each one of them did not excite me a single bit. Not even a little. I didn't hear one track in those singles that would be put into that top tier of Chili Peppers songs. I didn't hear any 3s and 4s that made me think that it was going to be a well-rounded effort. I heard a lot of just spaghetti against the wall hoping that shit sticks. That's what I heard out of those singles. Here we go. Unlimited Love, track 1, Black Summer. I was not a fan of this song, but I'm going to tell you after listening to this whole album and that song sinking in, it is a 3 for me, which is a good song. This is, I'll get there. It's a good track. It's solid, but unspectacular. Track 2, Here Ever After. I gave this a 3 too. The album's actually starting a little strong for me, and I got a little bit of hope here because Here Ever After has a really good tempo, but it lacks punch, which you're going to hear some more of that. It lacks punch. It is solid though. First 2 tracks are solid. I don't know if they're memorable. I have caught myself humming Black Summer, so it is at least a little bit memorable, but I don't know if these 2 tracks are long-term memorable or not. Time will tell, but after a full day, and I'm telling you, a full day of that album on repeat, 9 hours at work with that album on repeat, and my job's not real difficult. I can really kind of pay attention to music while I'm at work. I gave it the time. I absolutely gave it the time. The Ghost album I listened to, like on the second or third spin, I was like, oh, this is okay. This is getting interesting. Track 3, Aquatic Mouth Dance. This is a fucking 0. This is a fucking 0. I hate this stupid ass song. It's awful adult contemporary casino music is what that song is. To me, that song is absolutely fucking dreadful. I'm sorry, not sorry. It's dreadful. It is literally adult contemporary casino music. That's what it is. Track 4, Not the One, is a 2. The reason it's a 2, the lyrics are fucking stupid. I know we have a lot of stupid lyric syndrome with the Chili Peppers, with Anthony Kiedis. It happens. We know what we're getting sometimes. It could have been a nice slow jam, but some of the lyrics just ruin it, much like 20s ruined, or much like the goofy lyrics on 20s and Ghost kind of ruin it for me. You know, there's just certain tracks that have the formula, but someone threw too much salt in that shit. That's what happened to, Not the One. Someone threw too much salt in that shit. It's just, it doesn't taste as good. 5, Poster Child. It's a 3. That one's grown on me since it was released. I think it's a solid classic Peppers sound, but it is a little bit uninspired. It's like, you know, they reach back into the bag of old tricks, but they pulled out some slightly stale, candy out of that bag. It's solid track. So through 5 tracks, I mean, I've got 3 3s in there, and then a 2 and a 0 that are watering this shit down in typical Chili Peppers fashion. Track 6, The Great Apes. It's a 2. very boring. It drones on. There's zero punch. There is no punch in this song at all. And to me, a 2 is like a tolerable song that maybe with time could be a 3, maybe with time could go to 0. Like, it's that type of track. 7, it's only natural. Another droner. This album's starting to get really sleepy. It's starting to get really sleepy, uninspired. It like kind of hit you in the mouth a tiny bit to begin, and then in the middle, we're starting to get that watered down effect. It's only natural, drones on. It's boring. It's sleep music. That's all I could think. That's my thoughts after a full day of just repeat. Good sleep music. 8, She's a Lover. This is a 2. It's a Stadium Arcadium B-side, in my opinion. It's slow, methodical, and boring and predictable. It's not memorable. Most of these tracks so far, through 8 tracks, I would say 6 of these are not memorable. 2 of them might be memorable. Track 9, These Are the Ways. Here we go. I gave this a 4. I think this is a hell of a good jam that actually has a lot of punch. It's got a mix of like classic Peppers, a mix of modern Peppers, and a mix of a little bit of heavy guitar from John Frusciante. Not just da-ding-dong, da-ding-dong, da-ding-dong. There's actually some chords here. There's actually some strumming here, not picking. This is kind of a jam. This song's probably going to grow on me a lot because the first time I heard it, I thought, okay, we got something here. Give me more of this shit on Unlimited Love when it comes out Friday, and I will be pretty pleased. Unfortunately, that's the highest graded track on the album for me is These Are the Ways. Track 10, What You Thinking? It's a 2. It sounds like track 6, 7, and 8. It's just not their best work. It's not memorable. It just doesn't have any punch, and I'll get to why here very shortly. Track 11, Bastards of Light. Man, this is fucking boring. B-side after B-side after B-side through 10 songs, through 11 songs. This sounds like B-sides, and not good B-sides. The I'm With You B-sides is better than these B-sides. Just saying. Track 12, White Braid and Pillow Chair, another 2. There's nothing here to get into. This is adult contemporary shit. It's just, it's aged. It's aged Chili Peppers, and it's not in a good way. You bring back Frusciante, they all decide they're 70 instead of in their 50s and 60, and it's just boring. It's just elevator music at this point, and this is really disappointing. Track 13, One Way Traffic, a 2. It's a weak version of a By the Way track. There's nothing here that's sticking to the ribs whatsoever. Track 14, Veronica, another 2. It's a B-side. It's more of the same. So many of these songs lumped together could make one big, EP that's just one track, 37 minutes long. It's just boring. It's uninspired, and it's boring, and it's sad. 15, Let 'Em Cry. 2, more casino music. There's no reason to go into the detail about what this music is like because it's boring contemporary casino music, and it is just... I'm kind of blown away by some of the reviews. I've seen some 3.5 out of 5 stars. I've seen 5.8 out of 10, 6.2 out of 10. I've seen a lot of 2s, 2 out of 5 stars, a lot. And I saw those after I graded it, and I was like, some people are understanding this. Hardcore Chili Peppers fans, though, you're going to argue and say, it's the greatest work since what the... Okay, if you like to sleep, more power to you, but I want to rock out a little bit. Track 16, The Heavy Wing. It's a 2. This is such a collection of 2s. It's like, it's not awful. It's just, again, not memorable. Not memorable. 17, Tangelo, a 2. Even their slow jams have suffered here on this very uninspired collection of B-sides. I think they thought that Frusciante being back was just going to light a fire under their creative asses. I don't think it did. I understand hardcore Chili Peppers fans going to love it. I'm a hardcore Tool fan. And even though Fear Inoculum I thought was, I'm sorry, it was a little less than what I was expecting. Still good, still love it because I'm a hardcore fan, but I'll be honest that it is not really close to their greatest work. And I just think that this is a far cry from their greatest work. Composite score of 2.17, putting it 0.02 ahead of One Hot Minute. So to me, this is their worst effort since One Hot Minute. I think it's uninspired. The clean guitar picking has gotten old. Kiedis sounds like he's on Xannies for half of this thing. The drums are soft. It's all soft. Even my favorite track, which is These Are the Ways, it could be a little bit more powerful. It could. There could be a little more punch there. I didn't love Black Summer, like I said, but it's one of the strongest tracks on here, which makes it kind of a disappointment to me. My fears feel validated, and I'm going to tell you why I think this album fell kind of flat. For me, it's an opinion. A lot of people are going to say, you're wrong. You're wrong. Your opinion's just wrong. Okay, fine. It's cool. It's good. This lacks layers. This lacks that extra something that a rock band needs in 2022. You can't just record the guitar, bass, drums, and vocals on single tracks. And at points here, you might have a little bit of guitar layering. But I mean, for the most part, it's very simple and straightforward, like the last Weezer album that just released Friday. Season, Spring. It's just a handful of instruments seemingly recorded on their separate tracks with no additional tracks, no additional magic at all. I almost want to blame this one on Rick Rubin, because they brought Rick Rubin back. And honestly, when is the last time Rick Rubin produced a great album? Not a solid album, a great album. When is the last time Rick Rubin pulled one out like that? He didn't do it here at all. I mean, Danger Mouse on the Getaway, I think that's right. I could be wrong. There was some studio magic there with new layers and deeper depths, and you could actually sit back and dissect the album with a pair of headphones on and really pick out some nuances that you hadn't heard that much out of the Peppers before. You get to Unlimited Love, there's no nuances to pick out. Not for me. It's all straightforward. It's all, oh, there's the bass, there's the drums, there's the guitar. Is there any magic behind all that? Is there a little bit of studio magic? Is there a little bit of layering? Is there a little bit of, just something extra? And there's not. There's just not. And I kind of blame that on Rick Rubin. Oh, the four guys are back together. It's going to work itself out. It's going to be great. Here to tell you, I don't think it's great. I understand. People are going to be mad. It's fine. It's not called sucking around about music. It's called barking about music, because some things are, I'm going to really drive it home if I think it's not good, and I'm really going to drive it home if I think it is good. And this album just is not good. Don't take it just from me. Wait for more reviews to come out. It's dull and uninspired, and I'll see you guys next time. I know you're going to hate on me because Chili Peppers fans watch Chili Peppers videos. That's how it goes. But luckily, some people are going to understand and be like, this does lack punch. This is droning, boring casino adult contemporary music. And if you say that, I commend you for hearing exactly what I heard. I'll see you guys next time on Barkin' About Music. Hopefully, we can be a little more positive in the next one, but we'll see. Peace out.